What is going on YouTube? This is Platinum Point, and I'm here to bring you guys yet again another Weiss Schwarz video. So this time I decided to do Fate Stay Night bar door build post Heaven's Feel Volume 2 because recently Heaven's Feel Volume 2 came out in English, and I decided, you know what, since everybody's kind of still tweaking with this set post Heaven's Feel, I want to show you guys my draft. So this is one of the various builds that I've been entertaining with Fate Stay Night since its conception. This deck is pretty much my quote unquote my baby deck because it's really fun to play. So the goal of this deck is to try to compress your deck, scum out cancels, and then execute your opponent using the new saber combo that pairs with either this door combo, there's the choice climax, as well as I think a stock soul or wind trigger. So that's the best thing about this deck is that they treated saber like they treated Zekken Yuki, where the finisher can combo with multiple different climaxes. So I chose the door because door is obviously the better plussing trigger. So, without further ado, before we begin, I wanted to remind you guys to like the video, subscribe for more content, and keep an eye out for more deck profiles in the near future because I'll be posting more Weiss Schwarz stuff, Weiss Schwarz related content. So, yeah, without that, let's get on to the deck profiles. So, for the Climax lineup, we're still playing 4 gold bar. And this time we're adding the 4 Excalibur Morgan doors. So starting off with the level 0 lineup, we're playing 4 copies of the Silver Thread Alchemy Elgin Lead Elia. So this is the Azusa of the deck. So when it comes into play, discard a card and then you can look at the top up to the top 4 cards of your deck and add a master trait character. So this is your main form of milling in the deck, and it's been reprinted, so that's why I'm running the new artwork instead of the traditional UBW one. So next we play 3 copies of Entrusted Arm of Archer Shiro. So this Shiro is basically your clock bomb, your stock bomb that also goes into memory, so it's free compression, and it's one of the main zeros that you play at level 0 I mean. Next, we play 3 copies of the Presage Flower Sakura, which is your salvage brainstorm, as well as has the ability, if you trigger a gold bar on attack, you can discard a card, choose a card from your clock, add it to your hand, and then put the top card of your deck into clock to replace it. So this is still, since you're not playing 8 gold bar, you're actually cutting this down to 3, just so you can have more room for other pieces, including the Shiro Avenger, which gives all your master characters clock encore, which is really necessary. That's the only thing you're running it for. And then next we play 2 copies of Keeping to Her Convictions Rider, which is a pay 1 which is a salvage Ricky. So it's a pay 1, send the top card of your deck to clock, and you can salvage a master or servant character. So this is actually a better Ricky because it's a generic one. So you can salvage any master or servant character that you need. And if damage dealt by this is canceled, she gains the ability to go into stock. So this is your free form of stock compression. And then lastly, we play 2 copies of the Ruthless King of Knights Saber Altar. So this is your drop search plus additional beat stick. Now for the 1-step, we play 4 copies of the Irreplaceable Existence Sakura Shimakaze. So she's probably the only plussing 1 climax combo for green that you run that is a master trait. So you play her at 4. Next we play 2 copies of the Distortion of Daily Life Sakura, which is a cost 0 clock bomb. The reason why we're only playing two in comparison to 3 to 4 is because since Data Live and other standby decks are getting more and more popular, you're not going to see a lot of cost zero characters on board most of the time. So she becomes much more situational, but you still need her because she does have the ability of on play discard a climax salvage. So this helps you fix your hand and get you what you need. Next, we play two copies of Complex Emotions Ren, which is basically Shaken Megumin for Fate Stay Night. So it's a discard this and two other cards to anti-early play. Um, Send a character who's higher than your opponent's current level to the waiting room. So this is your anti-early play backup that you play. Next, we're heading on to the level 2s. We play one copy of Execution of Orders Rider, which is basically a Leaf-up backup. It's a 2/5 Leaf-up punch. Next we play one copy of Special Feeling Sakura. So we mainly play it because she has the ability to free play another character from my waiting room by just discarding 2 servants. So it allows me to hand fix, set up my waiting room for refresh, and she's also a anti early play bomb, which is really nice. Next, we play 4 copies of the Heroic Renin Archer, your free fresh level 2 with if you have 5 or less cards in deck. So you basically just use it for the free fresh. Next, we play 1 copy of Makure's Grail Sakura, which is the Icy Tail for 6. You only use it for the Icy Tail for 6. And the draw 2, discard 1. Next, we play 2 copies of Resolution to Fight Rin, which is your on play heal. So it's an early play condition of 2 or less climaxes. When it comes into play, heal. So you're basically just using this to heal down and survive at level 2. Next, we play 2 copies of the A Knight's Oath Saber. So this is your Musashi of the deck. So if you don't remember what Musashi is, Musashi effects are when damage dealt by this card is canceled, you may send the top card of your deck to waiting room. And if you do, you burn equal to the level of that card plus 1. So this basically allows you to push for damage and increase your likelihood of sticking lethal damage. Next, we play 2 copies of Onyx Beauty Saber Altar. So this is another 3/2 pseudo Musashi, I call it. So when it comes into play, not when it comes into play. When it attacks your opponent, you may reveal the top card of your deck. If and you burn equal to the level times X. You burn X equal to the level. So if you reveal a master or servant character, which you're running majority master servant, you get to burn equal to that level. So it's a coin flip burn. So this is just extra instances of damage. That's why you play the Onyx Beauty Saber Altar. And then lastly, we play 4 copies of Oath of the Sword Saber. So when she comes into play, she heals from your clock, and if you have this climax or the choice one or the wind one, she gains the ability on attack. You can discard 3 master or servant characters, select one of your other characters, and that character gains the ability on cancel burn 3 2 times. So this is basically here to you're basically trying to set up multiple instances of damage in order to power through the cancels and in order to stick lethal. So you basically either try to finish with the Sakura or try to close the game out with these 2, and this Saber is just here to enable these 2 to do multiple instances. The only sad part about this is if this was on reverse instead, discard 2 on cancel burn, this would have been so much better. But because it's an on attack, you have to kind of predict. You have to kind of predict what's the likelihood of canceling, and even if you don't and you stick the lethal, that's actually pretty nice. You just win the game. This is just there for the insurance to make sure that you stick the lethal damage. So I hope you guys like this deck. I will be posting another variant of Bardor that's a little bit more consistent than this one. The problem with this deck is that you can whiff the Ilya Azusa pretty often since you're running 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, I think 13, 12 to 13 servants, which clashes with the Ilia ability to plus off of it. So that is one issue of the deck, but overall this deck is still kind of consistent. If you play it right, you can actually cheek out a lot of wins. I wouldn't play this. I wouldn't say this is the best build of Fate Stay Night, but this is just one of my favorite builds since it centers around my favorite character, my number one favorite Fate Stay Night character, which is Saber. So I hope you guys like this deck profile. I will be doing, like I said, a more competitive version of Bart Door, as well as 8-door Fate Stay Night. There's a build of that too that's available. So once again, this is Platinum Point. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. Peace out and stay on point.